And in 3.
Hi, everybody!
Welcome back to the Hack
what's
Show!
up, everyone.
Yeah, welcome back. Thanks for tuning in. We took last week off.
We did, just like, well, everybody.
It was my fault, primarily.
But kind of everybody took last week off, right? The guys took last week off.
We didn't cover
Tim
ladies
Barber
last. Tim's Barber
took last week off. Yeah.
The only thing that we missed was the Evian Championship, and
which
some chick won. Some girl won it.
Boring.
Yeah, I mean, good for you, Ingi Chun. Was that who won?
Ingi Chun.
Yes. Good job, Ingi.
Yeah.
So we're back to hacks.
Yeah.
Episode 10.
Yeah.
A lot of excitement.
Yeah.
A lot of things going on. We're picking it
This
back
is our dime episode.
We needed. No offense to the LPGA, but I think we needed that week off in order to get ready for what's coming up.
Yeah.
We got a lot going on.
We did.
Yeah.
We did need it, actually. We needed a break.
Jumping into it?
Yeah, let's do some diligence, get it out of the way, and then talk about stuff.
Yeah, the due diligence. The freaking year is over. It is officially in the books. 2016 is done.
Thank God.
Rory McIlroy.
Good job, man.
Shocked the world. Like Rocky. A little like Rocky shocked the world. No one was expecting it.
Okay.
You know? I
Okay.
mean, basically the playoffs. Prior to the playoffs.
Right.
Rory no show.
No.
Yes.
Yeah. He was a figment of everybody's imagination.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it was great. Great final day.
Tour
You
championship
could not
was
have. Yeah. Honestly,
fantastic.
this year the big events they've kind of minus the PGA, but they've kind of they held up this year. They were full.
They did. There was definitely
a
excitement.
lot of the stuff that we wanted.
Yeah.
And can only hope that this coming week will be much more of the same.
We're going to talk more about that because...
Right. We will.
Yep.
Okay, so Rory, awesome. Fifth playoff hole?
Fourth
playoff hole.
Fourth playoff
17th.
hole.
Yeah.
Talk about come from behind. Amazing come from behind. Emotion, passion, excitement. Like, he was fucking jacked.
He was.
Yes.
And he should be. That was awesome. And that's how everyone should react
Yep.
every time they win a tournament.
Absolutely.
Because you have to think,
Every time.
that's how rare it is.
Yes.
Like, how fucking often do you win? Even people like Rory, who
Yep.
wins 4 times, 5 times a year,
Sure.
or Jason Day, saying like,
Right.
that's 5 times out of how many events do you play?
20?
That's ridiculous.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, and those are amazing numbers. If you're winning 5 times out of 20, you've had a fucking, player of the year season.
Yeah.
So, the guys who win once,
I mean, that's what, 20%?
that's 20%.
Yeah, that's not even good. That's not even good.
Yeah. 25%. Sorry.
So,
still, a quarter of the time, that's
yes.
ridiculous.
Appropriate reaction, fantastic.
Yeah.
And Johnny wouldn't shut up. He was like, I've never seen that excited in my life. And
Worst Johnny Miller impression ever.
But it's just like, shut up. You should be that excited
Yep.
all the time.
Oh, yes, Johnny should be
All the
encouraging
time.
him
Yes.
to do that.
Yes.
So,
Maybe
FedEx,
he watched us and listened to what we said about Dustin Johnson to be a little bit more Rod Tidwell.
right.
Got after it.
Rory, thanks for watching.
Hey,
thanks for tuning
buddy.
in. Rory McIlroy is one of our viewers. That's not slander or libelous, is it? Can we get sued for that? No.
I have no idea.
I don't think we can. So he is the FedEx Cup champ. He is the Tour champion. And what did he win? The Deutsche Bank? Deutsche Bank?
Yeah.
That's the one that he won?
That was the one that he won.
And way to steal it from Dustin Johnson. Way to steal it!
Yes.
Now, granted, he gave you the opening, but you took it. You fucking took it. He took it.
Yeah. No, that was fucking awesome.
Ryan Moore, Kevin Chappell also giving it a run, and you took it.
Yes. That was awesome. And good for those two guys.
Ryan
I
Moore.
think Chappie's got a nice future ahead of him.
Yeah.
Ryan Moore.
He's a bad motherfucker.
I was just say, is a fucking bad ass.
Yep, he's a bad motherfucker. That
He's
dude
a
can play.
bad ass.
He can scramble.
I wish he would just, he's probably, a really nice guy, but I wish he would, fight someone. I want him to be and he's, from under the golf shirt, tatted all the way.
He looks like he should,
down through his legs.
If he wasn't a pro golfer, I would be like, oh, are you a plumber?
Yeah.
Yeah. You have your own plumbing company? Are you a contractor?
And it's called Fuck You Plumbing.
Yeah. Fuck you more. Fuck you more plumbing.
But that's, what a fucking just I mean, just display of you have to fucking take it from me, golf.
That's what it was.
You have to
Nobody
fucking take
gave
it from me. No,
he won it.
Yeah.
He won it. He won it. He won it.
He won it.
He made him win it.
Yes.
That was it. Next bit of due diligence. This is due diligence, I would say. Ryder Cup picks are done.
Yeah.
Right? Ryan Moore gets the 12th pick.
As he
Thank
should
God.
have.
Absolutely
Thank
should
fucking
have.
God.
We'll talk more about that.
Yep.
On to the biggest news.
Yes.
Which isn't news to anyone anymore. It's
No.
just unbelievable. The passing of Arnold Palmer.
Yes, very unfortunate. I have stuff. I'm actually writing something down.
Go ahead.
Sorry.
Pause here. Talk about yourselves.
Okay.
So what have you guys been doing since the last time we saw you? It's been a couple of weeks. Are you been busy? You look tired.
Okay.
You good?
Okay.
Oh, Kevin's back.
Yes, the very, very unfortunate passing of Arnold Palmer. We lost. Everybody lost. A giant. Not even just a giant amongst golf, but sport and humanity in general.
Yep.
And everybody and their mother's been talking about this over and over, and
Right.
we apologize if we're repeating ourselves,
Right.
but the magnitude of industries, people that he affected
Yep.
directly and indirectly is immeasurable.
Yep.
And I don't even think people understand or realize what he did for sport,
Yep.
not even golf, for
No.
sport.
Right.
And just for humanity, just the things that he did with some of his foundations and the hospitals that they built, like it was just, and some of the things, like I knew a lot about
Right.
him and a lot of the things that he
Right.
did, but there's a couple things that I didn't know that I was like, who does this? Like who does this? This is unbelievable.
What are the things you're talking about?
And I don't know if it's specific to a tournament or whatever, but
Mhm.
when you get your first win, he writes you a letter. You get a fucking letter from Arnold Palmer, okay? And I mean, sure, I'm sure that is now written by his company or whatever,
know.
or that he signs it or dictates it or whatever. But it's like, you know, at one point in time, he started it.
Yep.
And whether he can do it now himself fully or if it's, you know,
Yep.
it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
The thought is still there, and it's just this amazing, amazing friggin' thing. Like, because the guy who won the Web.com a tournament, I don't know if it was months ago or
Yeah.
whatever, he tweeted it after his passing. They announced it. He tweeted it and showed it, and then another woman on the LPGA who won this year, she tweeted her picture of like one of the two greatest things that they treasured the most. It's like, and this is a guy in the Web.com tour.
Yeah.
He gets a fucking letter from Arnold Palmer saying like,
So
congratulations.
basically, your first professional win.
Yeah. Like, could you
Wow.
imagine getting a letter from Marlon Brando saying, Brian, I heard about that Bojangles commercial that you did. Great job. You know, and like, keep it up, and like, your career is going on there, right? It's just like, but I mean, shit, but you know what I'm saying, though?
I do know what you're saying. I laugh because you compare Brando to Arnold Palmer. And I understand why you do, but I'm just thinking like that letter would be full of crazy shit.
Oh,
You'd be talking about fucking crazy talk.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wouldn't.
Yeah.
It wouldn't make any sense.
Yeah, you're right.
But I see your point.
Like,
yes.
I'm sure there's people out there that we don't know in other industries or whatever that do stuff like that, and that's awesome. And there's people that everybody should.
Yeah.
But this is a guy who is like
Right.
an icon, and
Yes.
he's writing letters to
Right.
guys who win on the Web.com
Right.
tour.
I mean, I listened to all that stuff, and I've seen so much of it as well, even prior to his passing. And the biggest thing that I came away with was just the question of, like, where does he find the time? Like, how do you get more hours in the day than I get? Because that just seems, it seems almost impossible. And the fact that he did it, and did it the way that he did, and so personally,
Well, there were
it's just, it's unbelievable. Who else? You don't hear, no one else. You don't hear about anybody else
No.
in that way.
No.
So
No,
whether the dude
no.
was magic, Santa Claus,
Yeah.
I have no idea.
It doesn't.
But
Honestly,
it's
it
unbelievable.
doesn't matter.
No.
Cheers and cheers. He helped start the, literally, sports agents.
Yes.
and sports management companies.
Yes.
Like, I mean, he was the very first person to sign with anybody,
Yep.
and it was a friend of his.
Yep. It's a handshake.
Yeah.
Handshake
Yeah,
agreement.
and that was the start of IMG. And if you're not familiar with IMG, it was one of, I don't think it might still be, one of the largest agencies in the world.
Yep.
For athletes.
Yep.
And do they also do acting and stuff like that?
So.
I don't
think
know.
it's all sports.
Yeah, but
I
anyways.
think it's all sports.
Shit. We
Yeah.
can go on and on. The Golf Channel wouldn't exist without him. I mean, like,
So much.
So much. So
Right.
much. Too much to cover.
You want to talk about this? You want to
Not
mention
really.
this at all? Okay.
I made this in honor of Arnold. Even though I didn't get to see him play, you know, because it was well before my time,
Right. And that's the thing, is even I still, you know, I mean, he was 40 years old when I was born, so
it was just,
he was already kind of getting to the point of being an ambassador more
Right.
than a player at that point. You know, he won his last tournament in '73 on tour, before he went on to the Champions Tour and did well there for a while. Yeah. So, yeah, even I don't remember watching him truly compete
No.
before his time ended so much. I'm going to have you make a note of this, that's awesome.
I knew.
The only thing that because to me, so much has been said already, and so much is continuing to be said and will be for weeks and months to come, I'm sure. The only thing that I want to say on it is that, and I say this with all due respect, may he rest in peace, with all the love, Arnold Palmer was a bad motherfucker. He was a badass. He was so freaking cool. He actually, and watching all the old footage and stuff like that, and even, again, I'd seen it, but it brought me back to this, to what we've been talking about. He is exactly what the tour doesn't have anymore.
No.
I mean, as nice as he was, and as kind as he was such a cool, sexy, exciting,
rugged,
like dude to watch. He smoked cigarettes, and he got
somebody or a lot of people have said like Tony Jacqueline and a couple other people use swashbuckling.
Yeah,
and
like said it
totally right.
Yeah.
And nobody has that charisma and nobody has that relatability now like he did with everybody.
Yep.
And everybody talked about it too in the past couple days that he didn't think Arnold never thought he was above anyone.
Right.
And he could relate to everybody.
Yep.
Everybody.
Yep.
There's nobody like that, man.
So,
There's
I mean,
nobody like that.
his style, the way that he dressed, you know, just how confident he was. Like, you know, and again, with all due respect to Phil's been trying to model himself after Arnold for all these years, but Phil's not as cool as Arnold. He's just not. No. I mean, he's definitely nerdier, he's more conservative-y, and it's just, and again, that's what, Arnold had the color that is lacking in the game as far as personalities. Like, he covered all the bases. He was a good guy, he was a nice guy, he was a hero, but he also, you know, he got pissed on the course. You saw when he was having a bad day, you saw when he was having a great time, and the people went nuts for it.
Yeah.
They went nuts for it.
And I think because they couldn't fucking relate to that.
Yes.
Like, that's what it is that goes, he is just like me, except makes a lot more money and he's way better at the sport than I am. But he gets upset when he misses a putt from 3 feet.
You know, and to me, and that's the story that I'm looking for today. I mean, a guy who was a greenskeeper's son, who, you know, wasn't allowed in the clubhouse, was not a member of the course, and became one of the all-time greats.
Well, maybe I'll get this out of the way quickly.
Right.
So, kind of moving on. So, I wanted to talk for a second about,
and if you would oblige me to some
I shall, Kevin.
little crap that I wrote down.
Little crap? Welcome to a new installment of Little Crap Obligement.
From Kevin. Ding. So, I wanted to make a point about how great the game of golf is.
Okay.
And how it's like nothing else that there is. There's nothing else that exists like it. And my only explanation is that this is a game where you literally get to play but amongst ghosts and like these mythical legends walking beside you all the time. there's no other sport, I can't say profession, but I would assume possibly there's nothing else like it, because you're out on a golf course and you have no opponent. You literally have zero opponents.
Mm-hmm.
And the really only two opponents you have are yourself and Mother Nature.
Sure.
And you're not even really fighting them because you can't fucking defeat them.
No.
They're completely undefeatable.
Yes.
And you're there on this golf course amongst the trees and in the breeze and in the rain and in the crap, and there are these ghosts that are there, that are everywhere. It's like the same feeling I get when we go to, or any time I go home and we go into like a historical building, and you can feel, or like when you're in DC and you go into a historical place and you're like, I can feel like this weird energy that's here, that stuff have happened. And every time I'm on a golf course, like whether it's just that wind that rolls through or something like that, like you can feel, and I would hope that that's what these people feel too. Like when you're on St. Andrews or you're on some of these hallowed golf courses. Like
I felt that way when I played Valley Bucket, for sure.
The very first time I met you and Jenna, the time that I met you and Jenna at Pinehurst, one night when she had a show.
Wow.
And we didn't even step foot on the golf course, just walking there and walking into the clubhouse or whatever.
Yep.
It was just like, there's something here. Like, stuff has happened. And you can feel it. You can feel the energy.
Yep.
And it's so much more connected than in any other sport. And the other thing I wanted to mention about it, of why it's so great, especially for, or at least for me, is that there's no place else where you literally get to walk hundreds and hundreds of yards and have your own little parade when you decide to say, I'm done. There's nothing. There probably is no other profession in the world where you get to walk along and have people around you for hundreds of yards clapping and cheering and sharing their love and their appreciation for you, and getting carried by those ghosts and mythical people, like all the way up to the hole, until you literally pick that ball up out of the cup and put it in your pocket and walk away from your professional career in that life. And you literally get to say, like, goodbye to the future and hello to the past, because you are now part of the past. Mm-hmm. And you're welcoming being part of that club and, like, being part of those people.
Sure.
There's nothing like it that many people get to share with you and, like, be part of that energy. There's nothing like it in the world. And, you know, last year when Watson rolled up to St. Andrews for his last time.
Oh, yeah.
And on 18, like, it was almost completely dark.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and there's no other hallowed ground than that golf course.
No.
And it, like, sent shivers down my spine, like, almost made me well up, and there's absolutely, there's nothing like it. You can't do that on a basketball court, and I'm sure there's very few places like Fenway and these really iconic stadiums and stuff like that, but there's nothing like it. There's absolutely nothing like it. Where, and especially in golf, which is the only sport that talks about the past. It never talks about the future.
No.
It wants to talk about the future, and this isn't my original thought, this is from somebody else, but it never talks about the future. It always talks about the past, and the people of the past, and the records of the past, and all this stuff, and it never talks about, oh, what's next weekend? And oh, here's the, there's none of it. The past is revered and is held onto, and those people that were there. And the future is just where you get to actually say, I'm now part of the past, man. Mm-hmm. And what better person to be part of that past than Arnold Palmer? Like, I mean, to sit there and go like, not to say I'm going to join you, but I mean, just to be like, feel that he's there. You know, it's where those two worlds kind of collide, where like reality and just, mythology or existential, whatever you want to call it, it's connected. Like, everything is connected at that one moment. Mm-hmm. There's absolutely freaking love it. That's it. I'm done. Whatever. That's all I got. Something like that. I wrote it down.
No, I agree with everything that you said, and it's an interesting way I never really thought about it that way or looked at it that way, and that you're absolutely right. Every tournament, every preparation, all the days and interviews leading up to next week and the next tournament and the next Masters the next tournament is an attempt to become a part of history.
Yep. And no other sport depicts life literally like golf does. Hole by hole. Mm-hmm. You hit the ball, birth. You have no idea where it's going, and the only one who has control over it is you. And you literally bury the ball in the ground to finish the hole. Life, death.
You're getting deep now.
Like, I mean...
You're getting way deep.
Come on. I know, this is like...
Existential.
This is... Anyways.
We're going to edit all this out anyway. No biggie. It's going to be the shortest show. It's going to be like 4 minutes long by the time we're done with it.
But that's why I love it, because it means that much to me on that level. It affects me on that level, not just because of playing, and because there's more to it there. There's more to it.
I'm never going to be able to play golf the same way again. I'm going to be thinking about being born and dying every hole.
Yep.
Ah, shit, I'm dead again!
But then you can be like, I get to live the next hole.
But I liked this last life. It was a good life. I don't want it to end. I'm not going to putt on any green. I'm going to get like right before, and I'm going to go, I'm not finishing.
I'm picking up.
I'm staying right
here.
Up. I want to start a little segment, a new segment.
Okay.
Called Teed Off.
All right.
And this is where we should get to air our grievances.
Okay.
Our gripes.
Okay.
Because I'm teed off.
What now?
What? That monologue, first of all. No. All this Ryder Cup bullshit. It got to the point
the task force
of being bullshit. Being bullshit. Like, they need to stop talking. Davis Love needs to stop talking. Phil Mickelson needs to stop fucking talking. I know you feel the way that you feel, but I'm sorry. He needs to shut the fuck up. Shut up.
I don't agree.
Stop talking. No, hear me out. I'm teed off.
Okay, I can rebuttal.
These guys, the U.S. team couldn't create more pressure for themselves if they fucking tried every 2 years. Every 2 years. You guys, they keep getting their asses handed to them in every fucking one. And they go back the next year, and they should be the underdog. They should be walking in there going, whatever, we lose every year. And instead, they talk, bitch about this, bitch about that, brag about this. Before they even get there, you know who's not talking? The Euros. Oh, not saying a fucking word. The U.S. should have zero fucking pressure on themselves. And Phil bitches about the PGA, and I'm not saying that he's completely wrong. I think it's backwards what his argument was. I think it was totally backwards. He was bitching because the fairways weren't wide enough and the rough was was too high. So basically he was saying, we played a tougher golf course and next we're going to play a more open, forgiving golf course and I'm not going to feel prepared. Then skip the Tour Championship and go play at an Army base. Where it's all one big fairway, there's like 12 trees and a couple of pot bunkers in order to prepare for the Ryder Cup. If it's that important to you, then skip it. Skip the tournament. Don't talk shit. It makes you look stupid. It makes them look like assholes. And just go in there and play. Go in there and play and compete and be prepared as a team. Stop talking about it. Stop. There you go. They're setting themselves up for a tremendous loss.
I think they're going to lose. I could be totally wrong, but I think they're going to lose.
And it will be the worst ever, no matter what. It will be the worst ever after the last 2 years and all the preparation.
The pressure of Arnold's passing on them, of saying, we need to win this for him.
Sure.
But
it's either going to lift them or it's going to be...
Sure. Yes, it's going to be 50-50. But I understand what you're saying. I don't agree Renee? I almost said Renee Phil's to shut up. Where Phil needs to shut up because somebody needs to say something. Somebody needs to talk. And I agree with him as to why he said what he said. Because nobody else out there is saying a goddamn thing going against the grain. Even if it's against the PGA or if it's against anything. And he's probably but I'm saying, like, he's the most verbal about being like, I think that this is stupid. Why are we doing this? This is dumb. Why are we doing this? Whatever. But Davis Love should shut the hell up. I totally agree with that. I think he's reverted into possibly like a 22-year-old, because I think he uses Twitter way too much for, how was it, 50? Something like that?
Yeah, 52, 53, something like that. But I still think that Phil, you're still a player. You're trying to get the win. Weeks ago, he was talking about, like, oh, we've already got matches set up. We've been planning this. Stop talking. Stop talking. You want to say something directly to the PGA. Don't go in front of the fucking press. Don't go in front of the media. To me, that just adds fuel to the fire. It opens things up. You're there to play and compete. You're not a captain yet. You're not even a vice captain, which they made Bubba Watson a vice captain.
Good for that.
Yep.
Saw a picture of him.
Be a player. Be a player. It's like, again, with everything that he has said and all the complaints that he's made, and I'm not saying that they're wrong completely.
No, he could have held off
yes,
until after
pick
it was
your moments.
done.
Like, he better go undefeated.
I think there's a really strong chance that will happen. I really do.
Sure, but and that's the thing, is that he can't make any promises. He can't make any guarantees. And I just think, guys, just stop. Again, Darren Clarke, I haven't heard one word from him. Nothing.
No, because they're smart.
Yeah,
they're smart.
That's my point.
No.
So, I was so excited, and I mean, I still am. But I mean, I was excited because I was excited for the U.S. up until a few weeks ago, and it just started building and building and building, and I'm like, you guys are doing it
the whole publicity and like acknowledgement of this fucking task force task force my ass.
And thank God they picked Ryan Moore.
Yeah, and
otherwise,
that's gonna come up
holy shit.
Yes, and the whole task force thing, it just felt like
terrible name.
Yeah,
Task Force.
Yeah,
soon to be canceled on Fox.
Which several people, really high-profile professional golfers, have made fun of, very, very publicly as well.
Sure. Rightfully so.
Like, it just feels a little bit kind of like a PR stunt, just to kind of get a little more attention of, like, being like, oh, we're simply the task force.
You guys get your asses handed to you every 2 years. You got enough attention.
Yeah.
Enough attention.
So, I totally agree with you on some of that shit.
Yes.
But outside of that, looking forward to the Ryder Cup. Yeah,
really looking forward to it. Can't wait.
I got stuck. It's Ryan Moore, McT,
McIlroy.
Yeah,
McT.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
McTurd.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yes.
Yeah. Great stucks. Tiger Woods stuck it. Same with his pencil thin chin strap and goatee.
Oh.
Not gonna lie. Looks pretty cool. You need to keep that shit.
I have not seen it.
T-Dubs. You need to keep that shit. It looks pretty cool. They showed a picture of him today in his vice captain's gear and like hanging out, and I was like, that's a good look. That's a good look. You need to keep that.
Wow.
And stuck it, honestly, Bubba Watson for, kind of being like, hey, right. But I want to be a part of it. I want to be there. I want to be there on every hole, and I want to be a part of it. So, much respect to you for that one.
Absolutely. It's reminiscent of what Sergio did a few years back when he was like, I don't want to play, but I want to be a part of it. Yep. Right. And I think it was Monty's team or something like that.
That was great. That's all I got for Stuckies. Shankies.
I got nothing. I got no Stucks or Shanks.
Shankies.
Popped into my head.
I got DL3. I got Davis Love. You literally should have flown to Atlanta as soon as. No, you should have flown to Atlanta on Sunday and just been there to go. We're making the pick now. You shouldn't even waited that long. Like, it should have been Ryan Moore a long time ago, but as soon as it went into that fucking playoff, and after the putts he was making on the back nine to save his ass, you should have fucking taken the fastest jet possible to Atlanta and been like, nope, you're coming with me. Like, just after he finished his last putt, sign the card and be like, come on, grab your bags, let's go.
Sure.
That's it.
You good for now?
Yeah.
We got it all covered?
Yeah.
Still mad.
Okay.
Still in the way.
Hey, 9 days.
I know. 9 days to fucking to fug.
Yep.
Oh my god.
We got our own little Ryder Cup in 9 days, so.
All right.
Excited.
This week coming up, we got the Ryder Cup to look forward to. We're going to report on that next week.
Yep.
We're going to try to, and then there you go. We're into the 2017 season.
And then we get to talk about that shit.
Some other shit. Okay. All right. Cool. See you next time, O'Brien.
Kevin, good
night,
everybody.